Hello everybody, welcome to Budget and Dice. This is Abby. This is going to be a video just closing out the June budget and going into the new planner for July. So I'm just going to get cracking. So this is the last month of my More Than a Budget planner from Budget with Ira. I have loved this one. Trying a different one this year. So we're just going to close out the June. I'm not going to go through everything, obviously. Only things to note was my mobile bill was slightly higher. And I completely forgot to put our son's new swimming on the budget. So we went over budget in the bills. Everything else was as expected. The little summary. At the end of the month, we spent 31% on bills, 20% on nursery fees, 25% went to envelopes, 8% went to sinking funds, and 16% went to debt. And this is just off of our total income. That's not extra. So actually there was more money that went to debt, but that's over and above the this is the pre-allocated money, basically. So reflections of the month, we completed the owl binder twice. We completed the penny challenge. We had excellent debt progress this month. So that's the end of June. And on to the new planner. So I'll just quickly go over how I've set this up. So we've got the completed challenge printout just at the front. Goals for the year are to pay off the debt by August 2026, to save an emergency fund of £1,000, a car maintenance fund of £1,000, and to save funds for our son's first term of school. I haven't set a target for this yet because honestly I don't really know. So we'll have a think about that as the year goes on. So I've just updated this with how far. So we've got a little bit in the emergency fund, and the car maintenance fund is coming along nicely. Calendar, just confirming paydays, and then I've split out the different budget categories. I'm not sure I'm going to keep up with the categories, I think. It's not something I go into in a huge amount of detail. So this is all about fixed expenses. Excuse the giant watermark where I've spilt something on this book at some point. The debt overview. So the original debt from June 2024 was £27,307.26. We've paid off £15,177 and 5p. And as at the start of this book, so as at the end of June, our debt stands at £13,860 and 38 pence, and that is split between an MBNA credit card that's at 4.9% and a family loan, £6,632. Over here, just the sinking funds that we do, but you've seen all these before. Nothing in the side hustle log. This is going to be a yearly spending overview. Debt graph. So I've set this up, marking off July up here, or June even, end of June, 13,860. And this one, savings graph, starting at 3,967.75. Okay, so July, here we go. So July is a 5-week month. Between the two of us, we have been paid £5,877.64. All of our bills are the same as they have been last month. I've remembered to add in, again, excuse the watermark, I've remembered to add in swimming, 42. The only other new thing on here is Nintendo. So this is the Nintendo online subscription. It's £17.99 for the whole year. So I'm quite happy to pay that. It gives you online access to the online games and things. So all of these have remained the same, even though it's a 5-week month. Overdraft is 44.14, and that was my mess up, as I mentioned earlier, with forgetting to put my son's swimming on the list. So we went to the overdraft to cover the swimming fees. So that is on here and covering off last time. The food budget, so we've tweaked the food budget to basically be under what we've got. So the food's come down. We've changed it to £75 a week rather than 120. The household fund has stayed at £10 a week, so that's £50. Our son normally gets £20 a week. We've reduced it to £10 a week. Spends have reduced from £50 a week to £40 a week. Days out have remained at £10 a week. The miscellaneous has stayed at £5 in change, and I've kept the savings challenge at £40 a week, so that's £200. Get £5 a day for work food, so it's 120 for myself, 120 for my husband, £20 a week for takeaway, so that's £100, and then like a monthly backup fund for our son, which is £50, so £10 a week for the month. So bills come to, sorry, hopefully this is in the shot, hopefully bills come to £3,762.34. The variable expenses come to £1,640. Then we've got our annual savings, so £110 for car park. I have not put any money into Disney Plus or Prime this month because it's a 5-week month and we needed to make some cuts. And both of these have targets that's less than 120. If we don't put in £10 a month, every single month, it's fine. We're still going to hit the target. So I've skipped these two for this month. Home insurance is still fully funded. I believe that's due in August. Christmas, I've put £50 in, and my husband's car insurance for next year, £40. So all of that comes to £200. Over this side, we've got variable savings. So my son's clubs, £50 went in. It's actually already come out because I've just had to pay for football for the term. Annuals, which is birthdays, £50 gone in. Emergency fund is normally 100, but we've reduced it to 65 this month. And car maintenance, £50 going in. Holiday, £60. So that comes to £275. So once you deduct all of those things, we've got a grand total of a buffer of 30p. So there is no extra money for the debt straight off. So any extra money that's to go to the debt this month will be coming from completed savings challenges and completing our binder. Whereas normally I have got a bit extra to put straight onto the debt. And that is it for the July breakdown. I thought I would put a little insert here of me putting in my placeholders to my sinking funds. This is because my sinking funds are all online. They're all digital with Monzo. So I've got lots of Monzo pots with individual with the individual savings in. So what I have here is just some envelopes with placeholders in. And I put the placeholders in here, so just I have a physical representation of the money. I find with cash stuffing, what it does is it gives more weight to the funds, to the money, to how important it is, because you've got something physical instead of having just something digital instead. So I'm just going to quickly go through. If you've watched any of my savings count-ups, you will have seen this before, but never me just putting the money in. So let's just quickly go down the list. So clubs is getting £50 in here. Car maintenance is also getting £50. The emergency fund is getting 65. I realise I don't have any £5 placeholders, so I'm going to have to make some. So I need to make those before the end of the month. Parking is getting 110. Here. Christmas is getting £50. Holiday is getting £60. Disney Plus isn't getting anything this month. Home insurance is fully funding and not getting anything. Car insurance is getting £40. and Disneyland is not getting anything. Right, back to the budget. So that is it for the July budget. I hope everybody has a good week. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel. We're now up to 90 subscribers, so we're only 10 away from the 100 mark. So again, thank you all very much for watching and subscribing and liking and commenting. And I will see you all on Sunday for some more cash stuffing. Thank you. Bye.